Good morning, everyone. Okay, we got the microphone hopefully working, and it is a perfect Scarborough morning, and I am going to try and make a little coffee here, get something going, and see what happens. So, yeah, this is a set of tools I've bought to try and make coffee as simply as possible. And I'm going to try and get some water on the boil. So, yeah, one of the things I've been working on is trying to create kind of creative kits for myself. So, sets of tools that can put me into a creative space. And a big part of this, obviously, is caffeine. And there is nothing better than serving somebody a great coffee in the morning. And I'm still learning a lot about how to make a good coffee. I'm still very early in that journey, but I'm starting to learn a little bit more each day. And certainly with these different tools. So I found this cup in Norway from a master espresso maker. And then in here I've got a few bits for this Wakako Pico Presso. And got some water here, obviously. And then a little morning. And then a gas burner, which I picked up yesterday. So I'm just playing around with this. My hope is to basically build kind of night bags, day bags, week bags, month bags, where kind of at the drop of the hat, you can just go off on a little journey, see what's calling you, and let your creativity flourish. I think it's a lot of fun to try and think through the difference between what you need and what you want, like what tools really matter to you and what tools are essential, and what you can do without. I think one of the things that has definitely come up for me after my time in America is just how much America got me to want things that I don't necessarily need. Now, some of those wants I think can be valuable. That ambition, that fury, that challenge to the world can be very powerful. I've definitely felt the power of that with American business people, but sometimes it gets you to focus on the things that people want instead of the things that people need. And you come out here and you meet people who are, out of power for more than half of the day, or who are in high-risk areas for mudslides, or who have to deal with kind of corruption blocking their business, or who have to work through some really tough challenges when it comes to getting anything built, and it just puts a lot of things into perspective, if I'm honest. I think that the benefit of being in America is you get to see what's possible when it comes to capitalism. or North America. And the benefit of being in South Africa is you get to see capitalism in its kind of its middle stage. Like, it isn't zero here, but it certainly isn't as advanced as America. And in some ways that's really helped me see, how different people are living, how they're building their businesses, what tools they're using. And it's really helped me learn a lot from some pretty amazingly resourceful people. Yesterday, one of the things I thought was so interesting was the contrast between the Berkshire Hathaway shareholders meeting and the monarchy and the coronation of the new supposed British king. And to me, it summed up just one of the many reasons that I kind of left Britain and don't really identify with much of British culture, is I just find this reverence for inherited rule so strange. Like, I don't get it. Like, if you had a business that just the boss was decided constantly by daddy, it usually fails. Like, very rare that kind of third generation businesses fail. So why would we think a multi-generational organization would be successful? And that's kind of what the monarchy is this large multi-generational organization. And, there we go. And I think that as I get older, I'm just more sensitive to this idea that, like, there are all these systems in place that I just fundamentally disagree with. And coming out here to South Africa has certainly helped me get a little more familiar with what systems I agree with and what systems I don't agree with. There we go. Okay, that's nice. That's looking a lot better. Right. So, that's to warm this up. First I'll put that in there. And down here. And yes, so there's so much benefit to seeing these different contrasts between where I grew up, which was Britain, to where I worked, which is California, to where I am currently spending time, and have spent a lot of time, which is South Africa. So yeah, I'm just going to warm up the object. Ooh, interesting. Got a bit of sand in there. Okay, just going to warm this up. Okay, let's see if I can get this to work. Put the espresso in here. Got to put some hot water in here and then create pump like this. Okay. Okay. Try and get this to. There we go. All right. So apparently it takes like 8 pumps to. I'll just warm the cup up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm hoping. Now it's at pressure. Oh yes. There we go. So I think this toolkit will get me something. I think I've got a lot to learn about how to make it to get the best kind of morning coffee. But it's a good start. And this has also been a good test of the microphone, the wireless microphone. See if this works well. And go from there. So I think we'll just try adding a bit more water to that. Try and get that through. Okay. It's always an interesting challenge trying to make the coffee in the morning because I've done it when it's windy, done it when it's rainy, done it when there's sand is the only thing that's available. Okay. What's interesting is it's kind of spraying out rather than coming through, so I think there's some leakage. But it's all the little variables that you're dealing with, trying to do something quite technical in nature. And that's what's provided me with a lot of source of inspiration as I figure out the next direction I want to go in, is building technical tools that help people navigate the new nature of computing. I'm thinking about where I can go to help with that. Yeah. All right. Let's see how this comes out. Smelling not too bad. That's okay. Yeah. Give it a 4 out of 10, 3 out of 10. But it's, for a second go with this machine, not bad. Yeah, so those are some morning coffee thoughts. Just putting together some contrasts in my head of, where I grew up in Europe to where I'm spending time now in South Africa, and then the time I've spent in America, and how those things have influenced my thinking. Doing a lot of thinking about where my thinking has come from and which thoughts are my own. So I'll leave this here. I hope the video has worked. As always, I'm learning something new every day about making videos, and I'd love to hear how you like your coffee if you've made it this far.